Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So a little bit of a different video for you today. I'm going to be joined by Dave Fuge, who runs a golf workout company here in Devon. He's going to answer some of my questions and we're going to go through a bit of a basic workout so you guys can do from home. Don't forget, if you guys like this video, hit that like button just down there. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel for more great content that's coming up. Let's get into it. Dave, so thanks for joining me.
Pleasure to be here, Nat, bud. It's nice to actually sort of, get chatting to you properly, and and I'll see your face, mate, rather than just being obviously via Instagram and stuff, So it's all good.
Yeah. So Dave, tell us a bit more about your golf performance program and a bit more about yourself.
So golf performance is an idea that I started probably around about just over 2 years ago now. And when I got TPI certified, I've been a personal trainer and I've been working in the industry now for pretty much about 15 years. And I decided to get certified as I changed my own training to help better my golf. And I just wanted to be pretty much certified, just like what the pros trainers are. So I just sort of stand out there a little bit more, and then I decided to obviously rebrand and sort of actually go into training golfers specifically alongside obviously my fat loss clients, and I've had obviously some good success with that. And now I sort of train people, nationally, obviously via my online platform, and a lot of local golf pros and obviously golf amateurs. Obviously, I'm based at Winners 2000 in Paynton, so a lot of guys come and see me for TPI screenings and obviously their strength and conditioning plans and that. So, yeah, it's been going well.
Cool. And obviously, like I say, you do it in person, obviously at the gym at Winners, but you do it online as well, don't you? So this is the kind of thing that I'm guessing times like this, do you stand you in some good stead in the fact that you can still do stuff with guys at home as well, guys and girls who are at home?
Yeah, definitely. I've been quite lucky, really, because I had like sort of a baseline of clients that I coached online anyway.
Oh, brilliant.
And obviously, with this isolation sort of situation, that I've managed to sort of expand it a little bit more. And now's the time. I think people have realised they've got a lot of time on their hands. Why not work on my golf fitness or areas that I need to improve on? So I've been quite lucky to sort of get out there and had quite a few people contact me to sort of help do this, really. So it's been really, really good.
And how, obviously, you have the knowledge in it, but how important? I've kind of seen quite a few things, especially recently, people talking about some of the greats in golf, so the likes of Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods, and some of the longer golfers. But how kind of important do you see flexibility and strength in golf as a sport, even for the amateur golfers?
I mean, the way that the game has gone now, there are statistics found that the longest hitter on tour is basically the guys that are making the most money.
Yeah.
So, if you can obviously get around a golf course in less shots, you're going to win and you're going to bank that check. So it's pretty much stemmed and sort of come down into the amateur game now. In local competitions, the guys that are hitting longer are the guys that potentially are winning. Obviously, this is not always the case, but pretty much it is. So the strength conditioning world has sort of got massive now regards to golf. Every sort of tour player is training. They've got a trainer that goes with them all around the world, working on their mobility, their conditioning, and that's helping the guys win.
And obviously, I've seen you coach some really lower handicappers. I'm guessing some mid and higher as well. I have seen on your pages. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I sort of coach everyone, really. I don't sort of categorize myself to sort of one specific handicap. My goal and my aim is to help every single golfer improve their game, no matter what their handicap is. Last night I had a scratch handicapper online for a TPI screening, and he still wants to improve his game.
That's good.
And he's scratch. And I've had guys that are 28 handicappers and so on that just love the game. They want to turn pro. That's not their aim, but they just want to just play better golf. And the key thing for them is they want to stay injury free.
Yeah.
So
that is a massive
game as long as they can.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously talk about length off the tee and things like that, and hitting less club into into greens. But from a mobility point of view, that health, I've seen some of the guys that you train. Obviously, the average club golfer doesn't look like the guys you see on TV because they're not professional. They're not sports people.
Not at all. And they play it obviously for the love of the game as like a social aspect. And they just want to keep playing that for as long as they possibly can. I've had guys come to me with injuries, and through the strength and conditioning plans I've designed and created for them, they've managed to sort of get rid of those injuries or, subside them. So now it's not affecting them during their rounds or let alone post-round. So, mobility and the strength and conditioning side of things is in the amateur side massive, but in the pro side even bigger and stuff. And that. So and I think a lot more people now are sort of catching on to that. As always, I was told golfers should weight train and all these sort of bits and pieces, but when you're swinging a golf club at over 100 miles an hour, at some point something's going to give, and it's not going to be pretty. So if you can sort of help prevent that from like an early stage, then you're going to be playing golf a heck of a lot longer.
Definitely. I mean, since kind of September time last year, I started going back in. I think I said to yourself that I was starting to go back into the gym, and obviously working at the club helped because we've got a gym there at work, so we use that. And I've got to admit, I haven't played a lot since September, but the times I have played, I have noticed a massive difference in, especially shots into greens of irons. I've taken so much less club than what I normally would. And I'm not pushing massive weight, but it is amazing the difference. I'm guessing that comes down from muscle memory and a lot of different mobility exercises I do already anyway that are obviously...
Yeah, definitely. They go hand in hand with each other, really. Mobility is just going to really help you get that sort of greater range of movement. So maybe you can get a bit more of a bigger backswing, create like a little bit more sort of swing speed through that greater range. The strength side of things, it just means you can maybe hit the ball a little bit harder, generate a little bit more ground force, so utilising the ground up. All sort of work that I do with my guys is all mobility based. A lot of mobility, to be fair, because usually they don't do any of it at all. So getting that into their programming to coincide with their strength and conditioning work, they've all sort of gained driving distance, and obviously, like you say, taking like less club into the green, which is obviously giving them like those better scores, which you'll see what the aim of the game is.
Yeah, definitely. I know from a strokes gain point of view that all the stats say that if you're driving it longer and you're having less into greens, you're making more pars, so you're playing better.
Yeah.
Amazing to think. I'd love to see. I haven't, but I'd love to see studies on. I'm sure that the TPI program itself has studies upon golfers that do and don't work out on their mobility and flexibility. So it'd be interesting to see that. I'd love to look them up actually and kind of.
They're beyond the net, and also, TPI are regularly doing sort of research, and they're working with the top guys like day in, day out. When I sort of had my when I'd done my sort of certification, obviously Dave Phillips, we were chatting a lot about different bits and pieces, and he was saying, the studies that they've done on like Phil Mickelson, Rory, and like everyone really, most people, they all the top pros all have a screening, and that's how they're always progressing. With their trainers, all their trainers are TPI certified, so they can always relate back to previous data and then current data, and they can obviously see how much they've progressed.
Good to see, isn't it? I mean, like you say, it is where this sport has become obviously not just a lot more professional, but a lot more science-based more than anything. That.
Oh, massively.
Swing is in things like the physical state of things as well.
Yeah, golfers nowadays, I can pretty much guarantee probably back in the day they weren't classed as athletes, even though they would be in my eyes. But now there's no doubt about it that, your Rorys and your Brooks Koepkas, just to name a couple, are like true athletes of the game. They've got everything. They've got speed, they've got strength, they've got mobility, they've got fitness. So you can't take it away from those guys. They are an athlete in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, I think it's like following the mold of Tiger, and I know that it's been done before. I think it's Mark Crossfield's podcast last week when he was talking about Jack Nicklaus and how they claimed that he hit 300 yards with an old wooden hickory whatever it
Yeah.
was, the old driver and old ball, which is incredible to think that he could get that spin.
Oh yeah, massively, massively. And, there's no doubt about it. There's talent. These guys have got talent. What they can do with a ball, how they swing their golf club. You can't take that away from them.
No.
But to sort of add strength conditioning to that just means they're going to be scary on that golf course.
Yeah.
But again, you certainly can't rule out obviously the talent that these guys have got. It's literally phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it is, like you say, there's definitely a natural born talent in there as well, isn't there? We can all.
Oh, definitely. I've seen guys that can bench press, nearly 200 kilos, but they can't hit a ball that far on the golf course.
Yeah.
And you can't take away that the guy isn't strong and he's not an athlete, but it's just the way that he swings a golf club.
Yeah.
These guys, these top pros, they've been playing golf since the age of, 5, 6, and to be sort of, doing that all their life. All they know is how to swing a ball, swing a golf club, and and the way that they like to do it. Like for us, when we start the sport sort of later on in life, we've got the mobility issues. We don't really have the mechanics that those guys have developed at such a young age. My past is obviously rugby and bodybuilding, so to pick up a golf club the first time, I was lucky if I could even rotate. And these guys have been doing it since the age of 5, 6.
Yeah,
and they've got no issues. So it's talent from a young age is there most definitely.
Awesome. Well, obviously, we did talk about as well. You're going to show me through a few different exercises, some kind of key or some even basics, maybe, just to kind of show everyone a few bits of work that you do. Before as well, I will say thanks again for joining me. It's been really great to chat. I think it's a really interesting subject, which I'd like to explore in quite a lot. Maybe when I've done that research and found out some more stats and stuff, we can have another.
Yeah, definitely. I'm learning every day. I've got my head in my laptop every day. Looking at what the guys are doing, looking at various other sort of TPI certified coaches and what they're doing with their sort of clients to sort of improve their game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've had some great success with just sort of taking just normal club amateurs and they're going out shooting lower scores and sort of winning club tournaments. And all that is just from adding mobility and strength conditioning to their sort of their weekly sort of schedule and stuff. And they've gone on to really sort of just improve their game.
Yeah.
But, and sometimes it's not even just is weight training, it's just literally mobility, which I'll take you through some mobility drills and that today. Just some simple basic ones that people can do on a daily basis. And that will help you move and sort of perform better on the golf course straight away. So it's, there's research out there to sort of back it up, which is always great to see.
That's I was like say, it's such an important thing, isn't it? It's so much easier for people to buy into stuff where the research and the science is there. And there's so many things, I think, within golf where it's almost like words taken for a lot of things. It's so good to see a part of the game that is so science based and, like you say, results driven.
Yeah, definitely. And it's getting sort of people to believe in it as well. Taking someone that's played golf for the majority of their life, let's say like an older club member, those guys are usually the ones that sort of don't really believe in the weight training side of things. Some because they probably have been brought up around it. But when you sort of change their mind on it and you actually get them in the gym, before you know it, they're almost saying, oh my God, I can't believe how much better I'm swinging the golf club. I'm driving the ball better. My club speed's increased. My hips and back aren't hurting sort of halfway through, let alone half the round. So all those guys are starting to believe that weight training is certainly the way to go. And 9 times out of 10, they always say, I wish I started this, sooner rather than, later and stuff. And that, they always regret not doing it from a bit of a younger age once they see them, the performance of results and stuff.
Yeah, because I guess you're just chasing your tail. The older you get, obviously, you're having to repair more work potentially. There's more problems, but good that people are getting on it. And like you say, if the results are there and people even from a kind of mid and higher handicap level are seeing results, it's obviously only a very good thing.
Oh yeah, I've been lucky to sort of witness it really, and like I say, just guys that want to go and turn to pro status. I've seen them sort of improve and hit even further than which they already do, which was frightening. I've seen people that mid to high handicappers decrease their handicap literally within like a couple of months, to be fair, it quite quickly, just because they've been consistent with their training. And that's what it's all about, really. As long as you're consistent, no different to like a swing change. If you're consistent with practicing, you're going to be striking that ball a heck of a lot better. Yeah. So it's exactly the same with your weight training and mobility work and that. So it does help. Good
stuff. So if you, obviously you guys may or might not have seen Dave on social media, so I'll drop Dave's link just in the description down below as well, and it should be able to put it on the screen as well, so you can go and follow him, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook as well.
Yeah, I'm on all three. Obviously, Golf Performance by Dave Fuge. I try and put up some obviously daily posts with clients, obviously testimonies, mobility, strength training, drills, and that as well. So I try and sort of put a variety of posts up, obviously weekly in that.
Awesome. So guys, yeah, if you're watching, go ahead, follow Dave and check out what he's doing over on social media. And if you are in a local area, if you live in Devon, for example, do consider the idea of strength training. And Dave is obviously TPI certified. So definitely one of the best in the business, I'd say, from what I've seen. So
thank you.
I'm going to get off my bum now. I think we're going to try and put through a few of my paces and test out.
I'm going to take you through 6 mobility drills, mate. Okay. Again, nothing sort of too OTT. Also, I will move over into a little bit of space as well. So what we're trying to do is really work on a few key areas that most people sort of have issues with, being obviously thoracic spine, obviously the groins, glutes, and obviously potentially a little bit of hamstrings. Again, this will depend on if you're a desk-based worker. Some people get these issues being stood up a lot of the time, and of course, if you've never really sort of done mobility and strength training, most people haven't sort of done the flexibility side of things. So these are also usually key areas that I discover throughout like a TPI screening. That can affect some people in their golf swing. Some people can also just deal with it and they work around it. But 9 times out of 10, once these are fixed, their performance goes up on the golf course.
Awesome. Let's,
right.
I'm going to
ready?
Oh, good man.
Right, I'm going to move as well into a little bit of space.
Let's see if I can just rotate this so people can see what's going on.
Hopefully you can see me.
Cool. Do you know this has actually worked out? The front room has become like the new gym. It's incredible. It's not the biggest room in the house, but it's enough room to be able to do stuff. So it's actually been pretty good with that.
My office is now pretty much my 2-year-old's toy room. So like I'm always working around toys and so on and stuff. So hopefully I've got plenty of room to demonstrate some bits and pieces and that. All right. So what we're going to do is say 6 mobility movements. Again, are simple and just working on sort of a few key areas. And what I'll do is I will demonstrate and also then sort of talk you through bits and pieces and stuff, and that's where. Okay. So the first one that you're going to be doing is something called a groiner. Okay. And what we're trying to do is mobilize the hip flexor region. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is just a set of 12 reps. We're going to keep it dynamic to also increase a little bit more blood flow. Okay. So I want you to sort of take up a press up position. Okay. Yep. And then hopefully you can see me. And what I want to do is from this position, I want you to try and get your foot up to your hand and try and drop your back opposing hip down towards the floor and drive that chest up. Okay.
Okay. So
you get your foot up to your hand. Okay.
Yep.
That's it. And drive your chest up tall. Hold that about 2 to 3 seconds. And then we're going to go back. And then we're going to change again and drop that hip back down towards the floor again, okay? Yeah. Okay, so hold it again for a few seconds. Make sure your chest is tall. It's going to help you increase the stretch. Back hip down towards the floor as well. And then we're going to change again, okay? So remember, we're after like a set of sort of 12 reps, okay? So that'll be 3. And we'll go again. Okay, so make sure you see you change. So you hold for a couple of seconds. Yeah, chest tall, good bud. So keep it going. So I'm going to change sides again. Okay, so you keep going. So maybe you're going to hold that stretch, keep that chest tall. Good. And what you should start to feel is those hip flexors in the rear leg really starting to fire up. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so keep going. Change sides. That's it, bud. Good. Keep it going. Go again. Change sides. Remember, try and hold it sort of like 2 to 3 seconds. Keep the chest taut, and then change again. Okay, change again. So we're going to do 2 more on this one, okay? So we can just move through it. Good. Okay, 1 more. Okay, so relax there, Smithy. Cool, good, bud. How was that?
Yeah, good. It's amazing how, like you say, you're working things you wouldn't normally work. So, yeah, it makes you really...
Definitely. You know, this was to help you create, well, basically really help you sort of move through that golf swing a heck of a lot easier. A lot of people with tight hips, they can't clear through and trying to really sort of rely on their thoracic or upper body rotation. Then if that's not too great, then they might start maybe doing some sort of swing characteristics like an early extension to sort of try and get them through and striking that ball a bit more. So what next one is, again, still trying to target their hip region / your thighs. We're going to do a frog stretch, okay? So I might have to tilt my screen just to demo this a little bit more. So, side on view, I want you to almost feel like you splay your legs, okay? So your feet, your inner feet are touching the floor, okay? Okay. So there's 2 ways we can do this, okay? We're going to do this the easier way. And what we're going to do is have your hands on the floor, okay? So hands on the floor, inside your feet against the floor. And all I want you to do, keeping your knees there as well, tucked right in, is try and push yourself back. Imagine you try and get your bum down towards your heels, okay? Yeah. You're going to try and really hold that, keeping your chest taut, about sort of 3 seconds. And hopefully you feel that in the stretch right in the groin / inner thigh. Then you're going to ease off, deep breath, and as you push back, you're going to breathe back out as you sit back into it. Hold for the count of 3, and then ease off a little bit, breathing back out. If you don't feel the stretch that much, okay, what you can do is drop your forearms, and again, push yourself right back into it a little bit more, breathing out. And easing back off as you breathe back in. So some people feel when they drop to their forearms, they feel that stretch a heck of a lot more around that sort of inner thigh, hip flexor region. Okay?
Yeah, you can really feel it in there, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. Again, a lot of people that are desk-based, they really struggle with that sort of type of stretch. So it'd be just one that you ease yourself into it, and usually probably start on your hands and then drop down to your forearms as you start to progress that exercise. So the pigeon stretch, again, a bit more obviously still a lower body movement, but we're trying to target also the glute region, going up into obviously that piriformis muscle, into that lower back again, okay? So if I demo this front on, it's probably a little bit easier to explain. So we want that press up position again. And all I want you to do is get the side of your knee in between your hands, and you're going to try and drop your butt cheek down onto the floor. Okay, so if you go a little bit more side on for me on your knee, okay, so I'm pretty much on the side of my leg, that's it. Yeah, and from there you can drop your chest down to your knee and try and hold it there, okay? So about 2-3 seconds, and then you're going to pop up, and then we're going to change sides. Again, in the middle of the hands, on the side, drop your butt cheek down to the floor, then chest down to your knee, okay? So what you should do is start to feel that in also the glute muscle.
Yeah.
i.e. butt cheek, and then change sides again. Let's keep this nice and dynamic. Hold the stretch. Back up and rotate again, okay? This is always a great one to do. So how's that feeling at the moment?
Yeah, good. You can just feel it pulling, can't you? Well,
yeah, definitely.
I definitely can.
You know, a lot of people sort of struggle with that one, or they feel it quite quickly. And again, that makes them realise how tight they are in that muscle. Again, some people don't really think about the glutes that can inhibit obviously your backswing quite dramatically. You know, when you're obviously that part of your posterior chain is also quite tight, you know, that might start to restrict the hamstring flexibility as well up into the lumbar spine and up and stuff. Okay, so it's all connected and that can just throw you out. Okay. Awesome. So now we're going to move on to a little bit more of the thoracic spine to help us see a little bit more rotation in your backswing. So all we're going to do is one called a cat camel. Okay, some people always call these mobility drills various names, but the cat camel is usually quite a good little one, or cat dog, or some people call it that as well. Okay, so all fours. What we want to do in this position is I want you to feel like you arch your spine. Okay, so you keep your head up, your chest tall, and you're going to dip your spine. Okay, and what you want to try and do is really rely on your pelvis to do this. Okay, so rely on that pelvic tilt. Okay, even though we're going to start to move a little bit of your spine, what I want you to do from there is you're going to dip your head, tilt your pelvis, and arch your back. We'll hunch your back up and try and create that little camel's hump in that. Okay, hold for a couple of seconds. Then you're going to pelvic tilt again, arch your spine, drive your head up, and hold for a few more seconds again, okay? This is a great mobility movement to help really free up that thoracic spine area and help you to lengthen it out. Try and hold each part of the movement for a couple of seconds. It's always a good little one to do. So how's that feeling, that mid-spine of yours?
Yeah, probably a lot better than what it would have done in maybe 6 or 12 months ago.
yeah, definitely.
As well.
These are all ones that you can do, you know, before you go to a driving range or before you even hit the golf course. Some people do like a bit more of maybe like a mobility flow sort of type of warm-up, where they just maybe use their club to rotate. They do a few like stiff leg deadlifts, which can always come at a later date with some proper sort of on-course warm-ups. But these are just great to do, you know, in the morning as soon as you wake up, or in front of the TV as you're watching Corey at night. You know, anything to sort of keep you on it and stuff. And just by doing that a couple of times per week, maybe every other day, or before you undertake any sort of resistance-based exercise, will really, really help you improve your game and stuff. All right. So we're going to do another one for your thoracic spine area. This one's called a T-spine rotation. Okay. So we want that all fours position again. One arm stays completely straight on the floor. Okay. Your opposing arm, the palm of your hand, is going to go to the back of your head. Okay. And all I want you to do is try and keep your hips still. You're going to rotate through that mid part of your spine. Try and get elbow down to forearm. And from there, you're going to try and get that elbow rotating up towards the ceiling of the sky, okay? Without moving and shifting those hips too much. Okay, you're going to go back down to the forearm, then rotate through that thoracic spine area. Some people keep looking down, some people tilt their head with it, bit of a preference there. If you really want to increase that stretch, I would stay looking down all the time, okay? That's going to help you really work on the mobility of that thoracic spine, okay?
What?
Of course, we would always do both sides when we do this drill. We won't just work on also your back swing. We'd also want to work obviously the opposing side to help that clearance after you struck the ball. So I'd always make sure you work both sides. As obviously golf being a one-sided sport, that's where you get those imbalances. So it's always great to really work on that and try and correct it, okay? And the final one is we're going to do something called a bird dog, okay? So again, we're activating quite a few muscles here, the glutes, the core, the upper back, okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to pretty much be doing opposite elbow to leg, okay? So if I go front on, so we do all four position, I want to feel like you get your opposite elbow to knee, so a little bit of a crunch. And from there, you're going to stretch right out. So arm up straight, leg up nice and straight, right in front behind you. So that the back leg's going to go up, you're going to hold it, then back down, meet in the middle, and stretch back up again. So you're always going to stay on that same side. So if I demo from the side now, we crunch, and then we stretch. Get that back leg up nice and high, then back down, and drive it back up. Great mobility activation drill to do prior to, again, to hitting the golf course or hitting any weights in that as well.
Awesome.
Easy.
Blown here, mate, already. You can
Again, mobility is always great to do prior to exercise because it really warms the body up. So it really prepares your body for that sort of, your training session and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people would be guilty of just getting in there, especially after you've had a long day at work, and just going in and trying to do whatever you're going to do and smash your weights and not actually warm up for it.
Definitely, and it's, the same thing applies when people rock up to a golf course. They get to the first tee, they swing a golf club 2-3 times, tee the ball up, and off they go. If they sort of paid a bit of attention to doing like a bit more of a proper warm up, a proper stretch, that ball might have gone further down the first fairway. It might have ended up in the fairway rather than blocking it left or right just because you couldn't turn through as much, or vice versa. So having a proper warm up will really, really help. And of course, it prevents any injuries in that as well, which is always the key thing to remember. If you want to be playing this sport for as long as you can, to late 80s or whatever it might be, the key thing now is to stretch and mobilise those joints.
As in the words of Gary Player, as you see him start off, not that we've had the Masters this year, but every time I see him on the first tee at the Masters, I always think, God, he's in good shape for his age, but he's probably one of the fittest guys I've ever seen on the golf course.
You think of like the era that he come from, where he was really the only guy back then that was hitting the weights, doing any sort of form of exercise and keeping himself fit. The other guys, they were, smoking cigarettes on the first tee, or doing whatever they do as their routine. But they certainly weren't doing what Gary Player was doing. And even like now, he keeps himself fit. He's still going out hitting a golf ball. What these pros do nowadays, they're doing specialist warm-ups before they even hit the driving range, before they hit the putting green, and then these guys are warming up for about an hour.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much without even hitting the ball. They're doing these sort of specific stretches to help them for them design for themselves, because they know they've got certain areas that they really need to sort of work on or get fired up first before they go to the range. And that's what they do to perform to their high level,
Cool. So yeah, for us mere mortals, I guess it's just the little wins, isn't it? It's adding them extra percentages onto your game, I guess.
Yeah, I guess obviously the way that you think about it for them, they're playing to win a lot of money. It's their job. We play the sport because we enjoy it. Of course, some people want to go on to pursue what the Brooks Koepkas and the Rorys are doing. And if they've got the talent and the drive to do it, then fair play to them. Take my hat off to them. But for the likes of me and you that just like to do it as like a sort of social sport, we always want to beat our friends and so on, and just get better at the sport. But we do what we can to get better in that, and even just by you wanting to hit those longer drives, it's not necessarily about what club you've got in your hand or what's the latest golf club. It's what your body can physically do. Yeah. So, if you're getting in the gym a couple of times a week, doing your mobility work and so on, you're going to hit that ball further. It's a guarantee.
Awesome.
As I said, I've got clients that can back that up. They've, in a month, they've increased their swing speed and already hitting like the ball further than what they were previously. And they might have been playing the sport for X amount of years in that. And all it is just by getting them to sort of structure in some weekly training, and that's improved their game straight away.
Yeah. Like you say, people will sit there and practice their putting. They'll go in the driving range and hit drivers and whatever, but not necessarily take care of the part of your actual body that makes more difference than any club you got in your hand. So
yeah, you know, like the other day, you know, I saw a picture, and they said like the most important club that you've got is your body.
yeah,
You know, we can all go spend £400-500 on the latest driver. Doesn't mean you're going to hit it any further than obviously your 5-year-old one or whatever it might be. You know, but if your body's swinging faster and it's stronger, then that's what's going to get you that yardage, and that also costs a little bit of technique and so on. But definitely, I would say to people, get yourselves in the gym, get TPI screens so you know what you've got to work on. Otherwise, you might just be wasting your time in the gym. You know, it's always good to work on key areas where there is an issue, whether it be flexibility, strength, or stability. Work on those areas, and that's what's going to really help you on the golf course. And that.
Awesome, Dave. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. I won't keep you too much longer because I know you've got a young family and you've probably got a lot of homework you're doing and whatnot.
It's good to chat, bud. You know, I've been trying to sort of, you know, meet as many people as I can during this isolation period. So it's always great to sort of talk to people, hear their views, they hear my views, and you know, it's good to obviously meet other people in the golfing world, mate.
Indeed, yeah. So yeah, once again, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and obviously down below, all of Dave's social media tags are going to be in there as well. So do go and follow him on all the platforms. Thanks for your time, Dave. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for having me, mate. As I said, it's good to chat to you, bud.
Yeah, and yourself, mate. We'll speak very, very soon.